what is up guys, my name is AFC Edinho and I'm doing the intro this way because I found out too late in that battle that I wasn't recording. So luckily I found it out on the first turn, so you guys are going to see the whole battle. And I also made a change with the Pokemon info, because now I added trainer card. So if you do like that change, let me know down in the comments. But we are going to go straight into the game. You guys will see the teams on screen. Let's go. Okay, we're leading off with Medicham as Wolve leads off with his Chansey. And guys, I can see into the future. I can see that Wolve will switch into his Slowbro. I'm so psycho, man. I'm so psychic, guys. Nah, I'm pretty sure he will go into his Slowbro, so I'm just gonna go for the trick. And let's see if we trick him the Choice Band. Okay, Slowbro is coming in. And Wolve has to play with a Choice Banded Slowbro, guys. Choice Banded Slowbro. I think I'm just gonna go into Tentacruel, because if he does go for, I mean, I could go into Zapdos, but if he goes for Toxic, it could be bad for my Zapdos. So, and if I go Tentacruel, I could set up Toxic Spikes if he goes for Scald, and if he goes for Psyshock, I can trap him with my Tyranitar as he goes for T-Wave, and luckily he misses, because that Paralysis could have been really annoying, guys. But yeah, now Slowbro is locked into T-Wave. So we can just go into Zapdos, because he might go for T-Wave again, favoring me to go for the Toxic Spikes. Let's see. Okay, Wolve is going to stay in, and now I am going to bring in my Hippowdon, because he will most likely switch out into his Chansey or perhaps his Zapdos. And by me going into Hippowdon, I can set up the Stealth Rocks against his Zapdos, and if he goes Chansey, I can get up the Sandstorm. And you guys might think, Edinho, you knew he was going into Chansey. Why did you go into Hippowdon? Now the reason is that I summoned the Sandstorm, and the difference between Chansey and Blissey is that Chansey doesn't have leftovers. So the Sandstorm does hurt this Chansey, because 6% every turn is a nice amount of damage that Chansey will lose. But I am going to switch into my Tentacruel though, because I do not want my Hippowdon to be poisoned. Okay, he does go for Toxic, and now I can set up a Toxic Spikes. Looking at his team, by the way, Chansey is the only potential Stealth Rocker, so this might be his Stealth Rocker, as he does go for Stealth Rock. And this is why switching in Tentacruel against the Chansey is really nice, because I can always Rapid Spin the Stealth Rocks away. And remember, I did get up the Toxic Spikes, so it's very difficult now for Chansey to switch back in. He actually makes a switch into his Magnezone, and I get the Rapid Spin damage off of Magnezone. It does 1%. And now I'm going into my Hippowdon, because if he goes for Flash Cannon, it's still fine, because I get to see if it's Choice Scarf or Choice Specs. If it's Choice Scarf Magnezone, that means his Magnezone cannot 2-hit KO me, and if it's Choice Specs, that means that Tentacruel will be faster, Zapdos will be faster, Medicham will be faster, Gengar is already faster, and Tyranitar is also faster anyway with the Choice Scarf. So my Tyranitar is Choice Scarf, so but 3 Pokemon will be faster than him if he's not Choice Scarfed. And if he's Choice Scarfed, then my Hippowdon can just So knowing that, oh, I'm getting DDoS there, guys. I'm getting DDoS, please. Please don't do this to me. Thank you, thank you. I'm just gonna go for Toxic again. Because I got Stealth Rocks and Toxic Spikes up, so he definitely wants to defuck them away. As I do get the Zapdos poisoned. And this is really nice, because once again, his Chansey doesn't have Heal Bell. I'm pretty sure. And now I can just set up the Stealth Rocks again. Well, if I was Wolve here, I would go into Heracross, predicting the Stealth Rocks, so that I can set up a Sword Stance or pressure it's not worth it to go for a second layer because he can still defuck them away. So he actually stays in and he goes for Seismic Dose. And at this point I'm pretty sure that he doesn't want to let me set up another layer of Toxic Spikes for free. So he most likely goes for an attack or he's going to switch out. So I'm going to bring in my Gengar here, because he cannot touch my Gengar if he stays in. He does go for the Seismic Dose, and I'm just gonna go for the Taunt here in case he does go for the Stealth Rocks. But that's really my plan. Once I get rid of the Zapdos, I can get up the Toxic Spikes and they will stay on the field. And you guys might think it's not worth it to get up the Toxic Spikes because 3 of his Pokemon are immune, being Scizor being a Steel type, Magnezone being a Steel type, and Zapdos being a Flying type, which are all immune to the Toxic Spikes. But it's still nice for the Chansey and for the Slowbro. So he actually makes a switch into Scizor, but remember this Scizor is Choice Scarfed, so I think he will go for the U-turn here. So what I can do is I can just press Shadow Ball. I should be able to live a Bullet Punch, especially him without a Iron Plate. So I attack first, so he did not go for Bullet Punch, so he was most likely going for a U-turn. But yeah, he got paralyzed, so that means that he can press Bullet Punch right now. But I still live it, and I knock out the Scizor basically. And this is really nice because now I need my Zapdos way less, which means I can just switch in my Zapdos against the Heracross if I need to. And my Zapdos is at a point with his HP that it won't get one hit KO'd by the Heracross. And if he goes for Swords Dance, I can just knock it out with Heat Wave, because my Zapdos is faster than Heracross. So I'm really curious to see what he will bring in right now. The only thing on Wolve's team that is faster than my Gengar is his Choice Scarf Magnezone. But if he does go into Magnezone, he cannot freely go for the Volt Switch. And he does go into Magnezone, but he should be really pressured by my Hippowdon, especially with the HP my Hippowdon is currently at. So I'm actually gonna go into my Zapdos, because I don't think he's going for an electric attack. And like I said, because Scizor is gone, I do need my Zapdos way less. So if in any case something does go wrong, it doesn't matter too much, as Wolve actually makes a double switch into his own Zapdos, and this is exactly what I wanted, guys, because I wanted this Zapdos to come in, because now I can trap it with the Tyranitar. I don't think he's going to switch out, because if he switches out he has to switch into Stealth Rocks another time, and then my Toxic Spikes are going to stay. So he's most likely gonna go for the Defog here, as he does go for Defog, and now Zapdos takes Sandstorm damage and takes Poison damage. And he should definitely be fearing a Bandit Pursuit, but I'm Choice Scarfed, so I'm just gonna go for the Stone Edge. I don't think he's going to switch out, because he will be definitely fearing a Bandit Pursuit. And even if I was, because if I was Choice Bandit, I would have definitely pressed Pursuit there. Okay, he does stay in, and I knock him out with the Stone Edge. But yeah, now he should know that I'm Choice Scarfed, because I was faster than his Zapdos, and his Heracross is coming in. I definitely can do a lot more with Tyranitar, so I want to keep it alive. So like I said previously, because Scizor is gone, I can just switch in my Zapdos against the Heracross. He cannot KO me from this amount of health. And this Heracross will take burn damage and Sandstorm damage after this turn. Because my next goal is to get as much chip damage off on this Heracross, so that my faster Pokemon can kill it. He actually goes for knockoff again. And yeah, he takes the Sandstorm and the burn damage, but I am gonna go for the Roost here, because After Roost, he cannot knock me out. But I think he will most likely switch because his Heracross is very important to his team at the moment in this game. So I definitely can see Chansey coming in, as he does bring in Chansey, and I get my Zapdos back at an healthy amount. And my switch to Chansey will be my Tentacruel, because Stealth Rocks means Rapid Spin. But because Zapdos is gone, I do not want to Rapid Spin right now. I want to get up the Toxic Spikes, because those Toxic Spikes are really gonna help against the Slowbro and the Chansey, as he does switch into Heracross. And I have to make a choice here. I am gonna go for the Scald here, because if I can get off the Scald, that means Heracross will be in range of Shadow Ball slash Sludge Bomb from my Gengar. So I'd rather go for Scald than removing the Stealth Rocks. He goes for Facade, he knocks me out. But yeah, he's basically in range of Shadow Ball from my Gengar. But what I want to do, yeah, I think going into Gengar. I should just go into Gengar now, because Gengar should be able to live two more turns. After this turn, I can still switch it out and bring it in. I think 47, 74, 42. That means I will still live. That did about 30 health. I lost about 30 health from that Stealth Rocks, so I can just go for Shadow Ball here. If he brings in Chansey, it doesn't matter, because my Gengar is immune to all its attacks, and I can just press Taunt. And remember, the Toxic Spikes are still up. But that means that I can keep this Chansey low. So I'm just gonna press Shadow Ball as he actually switches into Magnezone. So this is really nice, guys. This is really nice, because this damage means that Magnezone is in range of Crunch from my Scarfed Tyranitar, Jolly Joy Scarf Tyranitar, which outspeeds Timid Joy Scarf Magnezone. I am going to switch into my Hippowdon though, because Flash Cannon is not knocking me out, and I can basically get up the Stealth Rocks. Especially if he goes for Volt Switch, because now my Hippowdon stays healthy, and I can basically set up the Stealth Rocks here. And if he doesn't go into Heracross right now, that means Heracross has to switch into Stealth Rocks, which means he gets in range of Crunch from my Tyranitar. And this is basically the end game that I wanted. First, I needed to get the Zapdos poisoned. Then I needed to trap the Zapdos. And once Zapdos was gone, I was able to get up the Toxic Spikes. And then all I needed to do was get chip damage off on the Heracross. That was basically my game plan from the start, and that worked out. But yeah, he switches into his Slowbro. I get up the Stealth Rocks. And because he has T-Wave, I can just bring in my Zapdos. And if he goes for Scald and burns my Zapdos, that means that his Chansey won't be able to go for the Toxic on my Zapdos. Okay, he does burn me, so his Chansey cannot poison my Zapdos. Yeah, I am gonna go for the Roost there. And the Sandstorm should subside soon, so that means that I can bring in my Gengar once his Chansey comes in. He goes Magnezone now, okay. And to be honest, I do not need my Zapdos. I still think it lives a Thunderbolt from this amount of health. So I'm just gonna Roost again, and if he clicks Flash Cannon, I get a free Thunderbolt off on his team. Because I think Magnezone will die to Thunderbolt from there. He might live it, but still. Even though I don't think he's going to stay in. He will most likely bring in his Chansey, because Chansey is really the only thing that can switch into this now. Because Heracross will die. Slowbro will die. He does bring in Chansey, so Chansey switching into Stealth Rocks takes my T-Ball damage and takes the poison damage. And now I can just bring in my Gengar. Gengar will live the the stealth rocks, and I can basically spam Shadow Ball. Because he cannot switch out if I spam Shadow Ball. And he cannot touch my Gengar. He actually makes a double switch into Magnezone, and that means that I won the game. Because his chance, he did not use Soft Boil. So he did not heal, and that means he cannot stall my Tyranitar. Because my Tyranitar is Choice Scarf, so if Chansey was at full HP, that meant that his Chansey would have been able to stall my Tyranitar. But because he didn't heal, I can just sack my Gengar now and basically win the game with Scarf Tyranitar. So I'm gonna drop the GG Wolve, and we're just gonna sack our Gengar here. He goes for Volt Switch, and that really doesn't matter to me. Because Slowbro doesn't take the crunch really well. But let's see what he brings in first. Because if he goes Slowbro now, I can just go Zapdos and press Thunderbolt. Zapdos is also gonna win anyway. But yeah, that was basically my plan all along. You basically have to think. Yo, and I really want to know who DDoSed me.